Viking here, and I say unite. Unite us all. All us great people in the world. The one thing we got to do is love the All Father, love each other, take care of each other. Communities. I grew up with that. If we had a bad neighbor, he didn't live there long. Don't know. But I'm saying, probably made to feel so uncomfortable. But very few that really happened. Most of the time, everybody was, could be somewhat respected. And you could somewhat trust them. And that's usually the way of things. We've been taught lies that, our neighbor's trying to kill us. And that may be very happening. Okay, I'm not saying it's not. If you see those things and those signs, but for the most part, don't assume it's your neighbor's fucking terrorist and shit. Just because you look like me, just don't assume that I'm this terrible person that you're like, holy shit, this motherfucker crazy. But anyway, if that's the impression you get, and first of all, that's one impression I want you to get because if you feel that way, I probably don't want to know you. But I'm saying at the same time, let's not make this about money. Let's make this about let's pull together and we'll fucking make it. And that's what it's got to be. And not to say, us in the United States, because our fucking country looks pretty bad right now because of the people with the money that's running it. And I'm going to say that Trump's not one of those. He really, I think he has the most good, best intentions, or whatever's talking to him right now. I'm not saying he's a great person. I don't really know. Never met him personally. But he's made some choices that should have been made. They needed to be made. He was the guy that we needed at this time. Because Biden would have been like, oh, we need to make peace and baby do liberty. Liberty darity. That's fucking Biden for you, bro. But I'm saying, man, I'm not upset about my choices. Because I think we made the best choice. We could. And brother, respect. I think you made some really hard decisions in this presidency. You've been shot at more times than any president in the world. Than any president in history. You've been shot at more times. Motherfucker just showed to try to kill you. So, hats off to you, bro. But no, America's behind you. And I'm saying as Americans, we got to stop making this shit about money. We got to have pride in what we do. We got to build things that people trust and know, and we have resources here. We have a golden opportunity out of everybody else, for sure. But let's make peace if we can make peace. Let's do that. And I just think there's some things out here right now that they're not going to be at peace until they kill all of us. Okay? I don't know that to be true, but it sure seems like it. And I don't think the drug lords are putting this shit in these drugs is making people zombies. Somebody's fucking goddamn putting a hand in all that shit somewhere. Some way. It's not natural to just die from fucking doing drugs. It's became that in the last several years since the opiate crisis. But they're looking at ways for us to take ourselves out of here. And if we're not mentally stable, that's one of them. And you have a choice. You can keep doing that stupid shit and pretend like you don't have a life and you just don't know, and it just totally took over your soul. Well, you were soulless to fucking begin with, because every time I did shit like that, I felt guilty. Every time I did some fucking shit that I wasn't proud of, I felt terrible. I felt worse. I was harder on myself than I was anybody else. And then hearing those words from other people like, oh, yeah, that's what you did. And you're like, no. But truth is truth, and we all make mistakes. And people are out to try to fucking hurt you. Don't think they're just being nice and goddamn getting you just fucking blistered drunk. You know, don't think they're just being nice and they're fucking playing Pong or whatever they playing or whatever they doing, and you gotta fucking chug that whole thing. And man, and I'm telling you, dude, you don't have to do that, but I did it. Puke. I don't even remember what I mean. I mean, that's the scary shit. I woke up upside down behind a motel one night, and because I couldn't tell this lady where I lived, I was that fucking drunk. I think a fifth of 151, half a fifth of Jose Cuervo, and I was 18. I was 17, maybe 16. Anyway, dude, just fucking bank like this shit straight up like a wall. Okay, I woke up upside down with my goddamn right foot like this, lashed into the middle of a tree, and I'm talking about this bank like this, like, boom. And she couldn't take me home, so she had to go where she was going. And we went in this room, and this dude like, "See you later, out of line." And I was like, "Let me in one out." And then next thing I know, dude, and I even like knocked on the right door next morning, and I fucking had a fit. It was crazy. Thank God I lived through that shit. I couldn't remember how to get home, boys. And then when I did that, bro, I just briefly remember myself like ripping my belt off, jumping up and down on the sidewalk, and then apparently I got chased, and no motherfucker would have thought that a bank that was like this, that I'd be hanging upside down, passed out in that bitch, upside down. Like, that's the only time I ever woke up that way. But damn, whoa, and like the daylight, oh my God. Yeah, God was with me even when I didn't want him with me. The Father was with me even when I didn't ask for him. I had people praying for me too. You got people praying for you. We got to pray for each other. We got to take care of each other, though. But this fake-ass bullshit, okay, you have to believe a certain way and all that crap, we got to stop this. Because each and every one of you have a personal relationship with the Father and the Mother. Both. Everything. You have a personal relationship with that. One-on-one. You just got to be true and heart. Really mean what you're saying. And really ask for the guidance. Because 93%, we don't have control over what's going on in the world. We just have control over how we're dealing with it, what's going on. And then there is such a thing as going Captain Stupid, which I can say I've done a couple of times. So, I'm not saying you can't recover from that. Because you can. But you gotta quit thinking that way. You quit thinking that way. Stop looking at things that way. Even the homeless people I heard, they can't help what they're doing. They're addicted to something they don't even understand. It doesn't make... I guess it makes perfect sense when they do it. I don't know. It's really weird. Like they're not actually present here. Like they're talking to something else, or they're in another place, like another realm. Like they're halfway in and halfway out, and then we're just like watching them just do this shit and just fucking dance in the middle of the street for no reason. You know, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, that's the harmless ones. But the ones that look in your eye and you can't see no soul is just fucking like just complete black behind everything. And you're like, oh, whoa. And they ask you for a cigarette. Got a cigarette? No. No. I really don't. Sometimes I do, but be aware of your situation. Be aware of your surroundings. And listen, we need to surround ourselves with good, like-minded people like myself. I need to surround myself with good, like-minded people like myself that are ready to fight for the right thing. Not about money, but let's take care of each other for a change. Let's do what we did for thousands of years before money came around. It sounds like a fucking great idea, and actually, we didn't trust. You know, if we had someone that was a little bit off, we didn't trust that with others. We spent time with that individual. And if they weren't worth saving, I don't know. But I know that we didn't allow it to keep going on. And I'm not saying that's an evil thing, but I'm saying sometimes there is such thing as mercy. And some people, they're straight connected to that. Or that, or both. Because both shows up. But I'm saying, man, before we had names for this stuff, man. Before. You know, we had stuff like dwarfism, we had stuff like giantism. I mean, whatever. Okay. How did us, Homo sapiens, they thought outside the box. That's how we did it. We thought outside the box. Like, we're going to get a net. We're going to catch these fish. We're going to make something called a net. You know, thinking outside the box. We're going to bring a force strip instead so everybody else can plug their phones in during Halloween. You know, that's the kind of thing we need, people. But not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about, hey, other people might need to plug their phone into. It's just that simple. And it's ridiculous that we can't do it, but it's that simple. And it's just about common sense and something in that truly is very not common anymore. But, you know, there is a damn sure line from Generation X, like me, to that other. Like, we're the last motherfuckers that make sense, I think. And have been through worse than any of them dudes. I don't know that that's true because the mental shit is worse than anything. But just giving up completely and like, I'm gonna die today? Doing the thing I think that I love, that loves me, and maybe that's fucking fentanyl or whatever that is. You think they get shit about you? If you out your mind, you easy control. You're not part of society. We'll just call you zombies. We'll mow your ass down by the thousands. That seems the way people are thinking. Or at least the people that are evil in this world. I think, hey. But while they're on that shit, you can't talk to them. I haven't figured out how to approach this situation yet, but I'm doing my best, and I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to love, and I'm trying to do. And I'm asking for the Father's direction. And He is leading me where I need to go. Because I can't tell you what's going to happen in the next second. But I do know this. I'm going to be grateful for the next breath. I'm going to be grateful for what I have. I'm going to be grateful. And I'm going to try to treat others the same way I want to be treated. And that's not really, that's crazy. But, you know, if I got it, they got it, they got it, I got it. And, you know, we don't make, you know, and that could be as small as food or just having somebody's about anything. Anything, just small acts of kindness is all it takes. Go grab a cart for somebody. If you see somebody struggling to get out their truck and they can barely walk and they're having to go to the grocery store on their own because they don't have the insurance that's going to cover people doing this shit for them, and they've worked their whole ass off all their lives, okay? And they're struggling. Go grab them a buggy and say, here. Don't walk them in the store. They have dignity too, but small acts of kindness. That's all it takes. That can turn the moment from you looking at me going, oh my God, look at this dude, he's fucking crazy. And then I'm like, hey bro, I got you a card. God loves you. Bam! Blowed their whole head up. Holy crap. This guy was not on drugs. He was not trying to hurt me. He actually helped me into God love me. And I mean every word of it. Don't you? God loves you all. He loves you and your families. He loved these children most of all. And don't think He sent them down here defenseless. But we got to fight for a world for them. We got to leave something for them, not for me. We got to leave a world Because eventually, they're going to be the ones making the good decisions, the right decisions. And if that takes a little hardship for them to learn those hard lessons, and the earlier they can learn those lessons, the better. My dad loved me and did not want me to be like them. He wanted to be better than them. So whatever he did, he may not have understood what he was doing, but he did it out of love. He didn't hate me. He just wanted me to do better. And he thought that was the line I shouldn't cross. And everybody's entitled to their opinions. But I'm saying, my grandma told me, said, you find yourself in a ditch, Nathan? That's my first name. Blake, get back up. No matter what you do, first thing you do, you get the fuck back up. And you brush that shit off, and then... Listen, I'm praying for you and your families. I hope you're praying for me. Viking Black, guys. At some point. And we might as well do it now. All of us trustworthy people, let's get together. We can have our differences. We can do what we really want. But the children are the future, and we gotta leave a world for them, not us. And I would like to not live in a fucking Nazi death camp or some shit like that anyway. And I don't think any Americans are ready to lay down. But let's be true Americans. Let's stick together as Americans. Let's take care for what actually matters. And that's the people without money. The people that's the backbone of America. That still keep America going strong and get shitted on. That's what we need to do. Let's make America for us again. Because we were the ones that made it great in the first place. Viking Blake off.